poker chips for tonight, right?
All right, we're live at Trade Night here at Top Shelf Sports Cards. We're with Belal Muhammad. Thank you for taking the time to come out here and see us.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate you, man. It's a beautiful place out here. If you guys are in Chicagoland area, make sure you guys come through.
Absolutely. It seems that you brought the family tonight. It's a family affair. You're born and raised in Chicago, is that correct?
Yeah, south side of Chicago, born and raised. Been there my whole life. Went to Bogan High School.
Okay.
So
Shout out.
Shout out to Bogan High School. Went to UIC, U of I, so both of those colleges.
Nice.
Yeah, still trained down there now.
That's good. That's where you train at mostly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So talk to us about how you started back in the day, besides arguments with your bros and cousins.
For me, I never did martial arts when I was younger. Everything was, I used to play basketball my whole life. And, yeah, playing basketball on the south side of Chicago, you talk a little trash, you get in a couple fights. And I wrestled 2 years in high school.
Okay.
And then was done after that, was going to college for law, was at the University of Illinois, and ended up spotting the newspaper randomly and seeing my old high school wrestling coach was fighting on Showtime. Lewis Taylor.
Oh,
Shout out
nice.
to Lewis Taylor. Yeah, he was my high school wrestling coach at Bogan. And I just saw him randomly in a newspaper fighting, and I just messaged him on Facebook, and I was like, hey, you're a fighter? And I always wondered what happened to him. And he was like, yeah, I'm a fighter now. My gym's next to Midway Airport. Come down anytime you want.
MMA, right? He's doing straight up MMA.
Yeah,
Okay.
MMA. He used to fight for Strikeforce, one of the old companies, bigger companies.
I remember
back in the
them.
day.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just messaged him, and he told me, yeah, come down anytime you want, and I'll teach you some stuff. So anytime I come home on the weekends from school, I'll go down there and learn from him here and there. And, I started falling in love with it. Started wanting to learn more and more. And it was just like a snowball effect. And I was like, oh, man, I want to fight now. Let's try to fight. So then I transferred to UIC, closer to the gym, was able to train more, every day then. Just fell in love with it. And then after you get your first amateur fight, won my first amateur fight. It was probably the hardest fight of my career because I looked at it as a street fight, and I was dead tired, and I probably had the worst skills
Was it in
ever.
the cage? Was it in the cage?
Yeah, it was in the
Typical
cage and
MMA
everything.
place?
Yeah,
okay,
it
I
was
know
at,
sometimes they had different cages and different
Bourbon
setups.
Street. So it was in Bourbon Street bar in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. So we fought over there, won the fight, and ever since then I was like, you know what?
You're hooked.
I was hooked.
You're hooked.
Yeah, I was like, there's no other adrenaline feeling like it. Nothing like getting your hand raised and knowing that it's all on you. That's all your hard work is on yourself. So win, lose, or draw, you can't blame nobody. Win is on you, lose is on you, draw it's on you. So I was like, I need to do this more. I love it. And ever since then, I was like, let's see how far we can go. Kept going, made it to the UFC, and now we're about to fight for the world title.
I know. That's the good thing, because I do a little bit of research. I've been watching UFC probably from back in the Matt Hughes days, Forrest Griffin, all those old school guys. BJ Penn's one of my favorite all-time fighters of all time from back in the day. So it's been cool to watch UFC and the sport grow to what it is today.
Yeah.
And so what I always wondered is, so you're doing these fights at these bars and UFC or MMA fighting, and you're like, I like this. I'm hooked on this, man. I want to do this. How did you get up to the next level then? How does that go from here to there? Is it like somebody recognized you and said, you're going to come up here, my man? Or how did it go down?
It was a really long progression. It was one of those where I tell younger fighters, it's going to be a hard process, and it's going to take a lot of self-belief and just believing in a dream and seeing a dream that nobody else sees but you.
Right.
So a lot of it was just grinding. And, back when I fought, there was no now there's a lot of avenues and ways to get into the UFC. But for me, back then, it was you have to be a champion outside on a smaller show. So I would fight locally, and I would look for to fight the best opponents I could find. And for me, it was let's see if I'm good enough. And if I can't beat the local guys that are the best, then there's no way I'm going to make it in the UFC. So I would search out, look for the best guys to fight, best smallest companies that could find me the best guys. Would fight for pennies on it for nothing and fight these best guys, tough guys, and I would keep winning. And then I got signed by a smaller company in Miami, Titan FC.
Okay.
And they were a show that was streaming. So now that they're streaming, it gets me closer to other people looking at me, watching me, and knowing that, all right, this show's on Fight Pass, so there's gonna be more eyes on it now.
Yeah.
So since I got signed with them, I was like, let's keep progressing, try to get to their title, and then if I get their title, then the UFC will for sure see me. I got to 9-0. Ended up fighting a UFC veteran who was 33-6 at the time, and I was a big underdog in the fight. I fought for the Titan FC title, went out there and finished them, and then the UFC called me.
Then you got their attention.
Yep. Then the UFC noticed, and they called me for a short notice fight. And
I saw that. I did research. There was 2 short notice fights that you had to do, that you had to step up to. Is that correct? One guy there was some doping allegations or scandals or something. The second time, and then you stepped up. And
the first time it was I was supposed to fight 2 guys that I accepted a fight on, and one of the guys he got cut in the eye, so he pulled out.
Okay.
So then they thought he was going to be able to fight. Then they ended up saying he was able to fight. Then the second time the guy got popped for doping.
Yeah.
And then they asked me again if I would take it. Said yes, and then took my chance. Got into the UFC on that. Lost the debut, but we got the fight of the night bonus.
I was going to say,
debut.
you won fight of the night that first one. The first time, the short notice. I think that was the first one you won.
So
fight
introduce ourselves to the world, to the UFC, and show them what we're capable of. And from there on in, it was just trying to get better every single fight.
Mm-hmm. What's your most favorite element of MMA that you like the best to do? Like, is it groundwork? Do you like to?
I like wrestling. So
because you wrestled in high school.
Yeah, it was one of those things because you could control where the fight goes. You know, every fight starts on the feet, but if I don't feel like fighting on the feet, I'll take you to the ground. I'm one of those guys that has the ability to take the fight and dictate where the fight goes.
Okay.
And there's not a lot of fighters that are able to do that. So I like to strike. I can strike with anybody, but if I know that you're a good striker but you're bad on the ground, I'm going to take you to the ground. But if I know you're good on the ground, then I'm going to keep it on the feet. And that's my game is, being a strategist.
Yeah.
It's a game of chess, not checkers, right?
It sounds fun, too, because there's definitely a mental element to doing what you're doing. And I can relate to what you say, and the reason that when I talked to Brandon here and what we're going to do, I did my homework, and I've been watching you, and I can tell that you have a passion for mixed martial arts and fighting, and a passion to succeed, and a passion to be the best. So now here you are. I'll just say it. Pretty sure you're the number 3 ranked fighter in the world, okay? Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, does that sound surreal to you when you say that? But this was probably 2015 or 16, 17-ish back when you were taking those short notice fights probably.
Yeah.
So here we are, 17, 18, 20, 7 or 8 years later, and you're now the number 3 ranked fighter in the world, depending who you talk to. What does that feel like besides freaking awesome and cool? Like, does it seem surreal? Like,
for me, it was one of those where I always thought to myself that I could do that. And, you had the people that told you wouldn't be able to do that, or the people that told you should be happy just to make it. And I had those. So those people, they just put like a chip on my shoulder, and it made me want to just prove them wrong. So I'm not done proving them all wrong until I had the belt on my waist.
That's right.
For me, I'm never going to be satisfied with just being number 3 in the world. It's an amazing thing, and I'm grateful every day that I'm able to do that and have this platform and push myself and show the world what I'm capable of doing. And I'm just a normal guy. I'm not a guy that's 6'6". I don't have crazy natural features. I'm a guy that just works twice as hard as everybody else. I know that I have to work that twice as hard. So for me, I want to show the world and show these younger guys or these kids out there that with hard work and determination, anything is possible.
Jerry Rice was that way. From the 49ers, he just always said, I'm going to truly outwork everybody. I'm going to run hills in the morning. I'm going to run everywhere I can. I'm going to lift heavier weights. I'm going to be there early. I'm going to be the last one to leave. And that's a big part. Now, there's an element of talent. I mean, Jerry Rice also had a God-gifted talent. So if you mix that God-gifted talent and skills and passion and outworking the other guys, man, that's a formula for success.
Yeah, of course. There's so many guys out there that have the talent, but they don't have the work ethic or they don't have the heart. And when stuff starts getting hard in a fight, they can't look to their corner. They can't look to their talent to help them, right? That goes down to the grit and the work that you put in the gym. And I'm the guy that's always putting the work in the gym, so I'm never a guy that's going to break in a fight. And there's a lot of guys out there, they may have all the talent in the world, but they're going to break before I do. Yeah.
So now here we are, and I don't know, there's probably another fight or two maybe in between what's going to happen between the next guys. What is it, Covington?
And Leon Edwards.
Yeah, Leon Edwards. So, I mean, what we're hoping for, man, is you're going to continue your journey. You're going to outwork everybody. You're going to be yourself. You have a wonderful, sparkling, down-to-earth persona, which is important to me as the owner of this shop and who comes in here and who I do these things with. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. That means a lot. Thank you.
Committing to it, and that's the biggest thing. Like, you can find anybody to come in here and do a signing, do an appearance, but I'm pretty selective of that. So it's all come true, and it makes me root for you even more.
Appreciate that, man.
So now you've got Chi-Town behind you. You got Top Shelf and the crew behind you. Your fans came out and see you, so it's really exciting. Talk to me about Remember the Name. Tell me how that came about, where that came from, and I love that, by the way. That's freaking awesome.
I appreciate that. You know, for me, I wanted to be one of those guys that whenever my name's on a card, people are going to remember me. Oh, hey, I want to be that. I want to see this fight. I want to be that guy to see. So I want to have that memorable persona and that memorable fights that anytime you see me on a card, you're going to tune in. I don't want to be that guy. Whether you hate me or you love me, I want you guys to watch. And I want to be that guy that people are going to be tuning into every single time that I'm on a card. So that's where the Remember the Name came from.
It's pretty simple. Remember the name.
Exactly.
Because we like to see you stand there, and when I don't want to jinx anything, but you're the number 3 fighter in the world right now. There's a pretty good chance. He's got the right attitude. He's got the passion. He's got the skills. He's got the talent. He's been through a lot, so let's hope he's standing in that ring with that belt that I'll probably be watching right over here at the Old Republic and going to say, remember the name! See? There he is.
That's my dude. That's my guy.
That's my dude. So good luck to you, man, and I thank you.
Thank you, bro.
So what we're doing here is I got some cards, some UFC cards, which you've signed. You're in a lot of product with Panini, who I'm sure you've met along the way at different events or in Texas or wherever you're at. So what we're going to do is I'm going to run a list, and I'm going to match up these names, Belal. Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm spoiled because I got my headphones on. I'm going to take them off. So we're going to run this list, and I'm going to match up. You'll see there's these names over here. So let's just run it. I'll show you how it works. It's easier for you to see it when I'm done. So basically, every card is numbered. Like it'll say 17 of 99,
okay.
14 of 99.
Yeah.
So whoever gets the 4, if it's a 14, would get that card.
Oh, nice.
So when you open them, I'm going to have to see what the card's numbered to. So let's match these up. And hopefully you pull your card. You're in this product.
Hell yeah.
You're in Immaculate. Yep. It's about a $400, $500 box.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
And you're giving it to these guys?
They bought spots in it. So
okay.
So per spot, they will. Because if the cards are theirs then when they get their cards.
Oh, sweet.
So now we'll match these up here 9 times. I started doing this in my basement 9 years ago.
Really?
Doing this, opening up cards. Yep. Now it's big. All right, so here we go. So now I matched them up, Belal. So look. Whoops, missed it. Trying to get it in there. So now James has a 5, Joe has a 6, 0, it goes all the way down.
Okay.
You don't really have to worry about that. So now let's open the cards. See what we get. So let's take this. I'm going to go over here. It's going to get a big screenshot, so don't freak out. It's going to be you. All right?
It's like when you're opening a selfie.
Let me take this. Get this out of the way. Here's your thing. I'm going to get the box out for you. Immaculate collection.
Nice.
Box in here. You'll probably recognize these when you see them.
That's
from
a
when
nice
you
little
sign
box.
them. Yeah, these are cool. So they're sealed there.
Oh, okay.
Mess with them.
Yeah.
Change the cards out.
Let's see what we got.
So turn the box upside down and go into your hand. Yep. Flip them back. Set them down and just start going through them. See what we got. And hold them up to the camera.
Oh, wow.
What do we get out of the gate?
Former opponent, Sean Brady.
Oh, sweet. Now look on the top. You'll see a little serial number. 2/4.
Oh, yeah.
It's
oh,
205.
1 of 5.
Oh, 1 of 5.
Or is that 2 of 5? No, 2 of 5.
Sometimes it is hard.
Yeah.
To read. That's a 2 of 5. So the person that has the 2 is James. So James is going to get that card. Sean Brady.
Sean Brady, fighting in a couple weeks in Vegas. Let's see if he could recover since the last time he got knocked out by me.
This was not planned. You saw that box was sealed.
It was sealed.
It was sealed. Factory sealed. All right, I'll put it back in the box. He's not messing around with tattoos either. Damn.
Ooh, nice
Did
one.
you say you are fighting him in a few weeks?
I fought him.
You did.
I fought him in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that the last fight?
After him, I beat Gilbert Burns. Yeah,
Your
he's
win
fighting in a
streak
couple
currently
weeks.
is what, 9?
Yeah.
Would that be accurate?
Yeah.
Man, I did my
He was
homework.
number 8.
I did my homework.
You did your research.
Good. What do we got next?
We got Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Zong.
Got a number on there?
Let's see what this number is. Yeah, my vision is bad.
Mine too, dude. Nate, can you get some pictures that way of us breaking, please? From over there? All right, let's see what number this is, Belal. This is numbered 49 of 99.
49 of 99.
So there's 99 of those made.
Just got signed to fight Max Holloway. That's going to be a great fight.
Max Holloway?
Yeah,
I
he's
know
fighting
that
Max
name.
Holloway next, yeah. In Singapore, so that'd be a big one. That's a great card.
We're going to get to the autos coming up.
Ooh, Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern next.
See, now that's a piece of, what's it say on the back? Probably the ring? Or your eyes?
Yeah, a piece of the ring. Yeah. Oh, so this is a piece of the ring.
Yeah.
Dang, that's sick.
Yeah.
I didn't know they do that.
You'll have cards like that too. And
No,
they probably
that's
get
awesome.
they probably get your shorts or your gloves and different
Oh.
stuff from Panini, and they put them in the cards.
That's awesome.
What number we got on that bad boy?
You're going to...
That's the one again, 61.
61. She may be the champion soon, too, so
61.
she dominated her last fight. So that may
That's
be a
fancy.
big card.
Mackenzie Dern, huh?
Yeah.
I will remember her name.
Remember her Instagram, too. Oh, legend.
Who dat?
Matt Brown. All-time great.
Is he the handsome? They call him handsome Matt Brown? I think that's his nickname.
No, Immortal.
Who's handsome? There's a handsome guy.
There's a handsome, yeah.
Who was the handsome guy from UFC? There was a handsome dude.
Yeah,
He's not
it was
that.
yeah, it's not Matt. Matt's Immortal. He just won his last fight by knockout, too. Yeah, he's like 42 years old, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still fighting in the UFC?
Yeah. Still getting wins. Won by knockout.
Yeah, I think he was on the show. Were you on the Fighter show or something?
Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah.
I wasn't
Or
on there.
affiliated with that?
I tried out for a couple times.
I think they used a photo of you with the Ultimate Fighter logo or
Oh,
something.
really?
Oh, yeah. It's not the same anymore, in my opinion. When it first started, it was
Oh, yeah.
really
The first
cool.
ones were good. I said, go back to the old days with the challenges and
Old
stuff.
days, yeah.
The challenges were fun.
Then it turned into, hey, I think I'm going to be a jerk so I can get attention. and
Yeah,
stuff.
let me try to fake it. And you're like,
I didn't like it.
I could tell with fake personas.
They were
yeah.
creating personas. They drink too much. and
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah. Ooh, Hendo. This is a legend
Dan
card.
Henderson?
Dan Henderson. Man, this is a good card.
And see, that's on card auto. So you notice you probably have signed stickers.
Yeah.
You know, and then you send all the stickers to them,
Yeah.
and then they put them on the cards. That one's actually signed on the
Oh,
card.
on the card?
Yeah.
Oh, this one's nice. Hendo, I think
He's
yeah.
legend, man. So I have a funny UFC story. Super true, 1,000%. I'm gonna, because this reminds me of that. So my buddy's in the produce business, and he has been since high school. So he's been doing produce for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And his business partner was a fan of mixed martial arts in the UFC in the early days. So his business partner, this is numbered 76, early UFC days, was like, I'm going to give these fighters a couple $1,000 to put my company name on their shorts. That's how much it was back then.
Yeah.
A couple grand.
Yeah.
So he sells broccoli. Broccoli. It was called Eat Me Broccoli. That was the name of his company. So he was smart, though, because it gave him an in to the UFC.
Yeah.
And he befriended Herb Dean
Oh.
from going to the events all the time.
Yeah.
So when it was in Chicago one night, Dan Henderson was fighting at the it was the Sears Center, and we all went out. We got a limo. We all went out. We watched the fight. Afterwards, you're like, we got to wait for Herb Dean to come out. I'm
Yeah.
like, excuse me? He just got done reffing this. Like, he's legend.
Yeah.
So he pulled around to the back. Sure enough, Herb Dean gets in our limo, just hanging out with us. We took him back to his hotel, but the hotel was mobbed with fans and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So me and my buddy Joe were his security. So I remember getting out of the limo, walking with Herb Dean, taking him around, taking him up to his room. He changed his clothes, came back down, and then we took him downtown, went to some club place downtown in the city, and I'll never forget that night. The dude is so kind, so nice.
Is he?
And 100%. He's 100% going to be like one of the greatest referees of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I always get happy when he like refs my fights because he's one of the good ones. There's a lot of bad ones out there, a lot of like newer guys, but Herb Dean's the OG.
Herb Dean's the OG, man, and I'll cherish that night forever. It's funny because I see him out there on these super huge worldwide fights, and I'm like, man, we were just hanging out with like 12 people downtown one night.
Yeah, just chilling.
But it was fun being his security. What do you got there?
Ooh, Fiziev. This is a really good one. Another killer. He was just in a war with Justin Gaethje, his last fight. But yeah,
Fiziev.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He's a lightweight. Damn. Yeah,
he's really good. He's a ranked lightweight. He was close to a title shot if he would have beat Justin Gaethje's last fight. But they were just in a battle, and Justin ended up winning by decision. But yeah, he's really good.
46.
He should be fighting soon too.
46. Is it Gaethe, or is that a different fighter?
Justin Gaethje?
Gaethje.
He's fighting Dustin Poirier next. Yeah, that's a main event in Utah. That's gonna be a really good one. Yeah, every single one of his fights is a war.
Is that the